Hey everybody. So I have a real problem with some of these new NHL fans, and it's not all new fans. Some fans just start watching hockey and they're perfectly fine and they enjoy it and that's great. But I have a serious problem with a lot of these new NHL fans who are just constantly whining and crying every time something happens in the NHL. They're all over Twitter. Suspend this guy, suspend that guy. Anytime someone gets hit, oh, that should be a suspension. Anytime anything physical happens, they're whining and bitching and crying for a suspension, and it's an absolute joke. These people should not be watching hockey. Go somewhere else. Go find something else to do. Because you're ruining hockey. The NHL is already soft enough. It's way too soft. You can't hit anymore. No one fights. There's almost no physicality left in the game at all. Hockey is half of what it was 10 years ago physically. And these people, every night, you go on Twitter, and they're bitching and whining and crying. And last night it was the Evgeny Malkin hit. All these idiots, absolute morons who clearly know nothing about hockey, whining that Malkin should be suspended. Are you kidding me? All he did was brace for a hit. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Malkin came into the zone, he dropped the puck, and saw a red jersey coming at him. So he braced for a hit, assuming that that red jersey was going to hit him. And that red jersey happened to be TJ Oshie. Turns out Oshie wasn't going in for a hit, which made the whole play kind of awkward. And Malkin just braced for the hit and stuck his shoulder out and happened to catch Oshie right on the chin because Oshie wasn't going for a hit. But Malkin didn't know that. That's not Malkin's fault, and that's not Malkin's problem. All Malkin saw was he dropped the puck off and he saw someone coming at him. So he braced for the hit. And that hit never came, and he happened to catch Oshie right on the jaw. But are you kidding me? Hockey, the play looks bad in slow motion. Hockey's not played in slow motion. I played for 12 years. Trust me, it's not slow. Everything happens lightning quick. You don't have time to think, you just do. You don't think about it, you just react. You see someone from the other team skating at you, you get ready for a hit, or you attempt to throw a reverse hit, which is probably what Malkin was doing. There's nothing... That Malkin did what he should be doing there. He sees someone from the other team coming. He doesn't even have time to register who it is. He doesn't know who it is. All he sees is a red jersey coming at him. So he sticks his shoulder out like this and braces for the hit. And probably tries to throw a hit himself back the other way. He didn't know Oshie wasn't coming in there to clean his clock with a, shoulder-to-shoulder hit and level him. Oshie came in kind of hunched over and he wasn't going for a hit, so he ended up catching it right on the jaw. But that is not Malkin's fault, and that is not Malkin's problem. Guess what? Hockey is violent. Hockey is dangerous. If you don't like that, don't watch it. Leave. We won't miss you. Because these new fans who are whining and crying about everything are absolutely ruining the sport. Ruining it even more than it already is. Same thing the other night with Milan Lucic. What Milan Lucic did to Matthew Joseph was textbook enforcing. Joseph made a bad hit and he wouldn't answer for it. So what did Lucic do? He took him out. Exactly what enforcers do. Lucic shouldn't have even been fined for that, never mind suspended. He did nothing wrong. And what he did used to happen on a weekly basis a few years ago. Joseph made a bad hit on Chris Russell. Joseph could have dropped the gloves. He could have fought and stood up for himself and answered for the bell for the hit. But he wouldn't. He wouldn't do that, so Lucic just took him out. And that's exactly what enforcers do, and that's exactly what he should have done, especially in a game where Edmonton was getting pounded. Who cares about the penalty? You're getting destroyed. You're not going to win that game. Taking Joseph out does a hell of a lot more for that team than doing nothing. You're not going to win that game anyway, so screw the penalty. Who gives a shit? You got to go after guys. You can't just let stuff happen to your players and not answer for it. Joseph got what he had coming. And you know what? Matthew Joseph is not a guy, he's not a big guy, he's an offensive player, he's not a guy who's going to fight Milan Lucic. But you know what he could do? He could drop his gloves and fall over. At least you do something to answer for it. Try and fight somebody who's not Milan Lucic, because Milan Lucic is a top 5 fighter left in the NHL. Fight someone who's not Lucic. Find, I don't know, a Yanni Gord or a Cedric Paquette type guy, or on Edmonton, Drake Kajula, or someone like that, Kyle Brodziak. Find a lesser fighter than Milan Lucic. And drop the gloves. And you know what? If you really don't want to fight, drop the gloves, grab on, and just pull both guys over. Fall down. Okay, you dropped your gloves, you answered for it. It wasn't much of a fight, but at least you had the balls to answer for it. But no, he wouldn't answer for it, so he kind of got what he had coming. And Lucic took him out. And Lucic did nothing wrong there. But of course, you had all these losers on Twitter who know nothing about hockey, whining and crying about how mean it is and how not nice and violent it is. Yeah, guess what? That's hockey. So to all these people, all these new age NHL fans, stop watching, because you're ruining the sport. We don't want you. I don't want you watching this sport, because it clearly isn't for you. Because if all you're going to do is bitch and cry anytime something physical happens, you don't belong watching hockey. Go watch soccer. Go watch basketball. Go watch football. You can't even really hit in football anymore. If you don't like violence, go watch something else. Do not quit ruining the last actual violent sport remaining outside of like actual combat sports. Because at this point, these people are ruining hockey. And I cannot go a single night on Twitter without seeing a bunch of them bitching and moaning about some actual physical play that happened. Oh my God, somebody threw a body check? Suspend them for half the year. You can't do that anymore. Somebody tried to get in a fight. Oh, he's got to be gone. He's got to be gone for the rest of the season. That's unacceptable. This sport is already wussified to a point where it's getting hard to watch to begin with. Never mind with these losers who know nothing about it on Twitter. So shut up and go watch something else. I'll take lower TV ratings. I'll take lower revenue. I don't care. Stop ruining the sport. Go find something else to do, because you are sickening. And to people who have been watching hockey for a long time and know old-time hockey and like old-school hockey, you are absolutely unbearable, and you are ruining the NHL. And it's already been ruined enough. We don't need it ruined anymore, but it gets worse and worse every year. This league has gone downhill every year for like the past 5 years. Less fighting, less hitting, new rules against physical play. It's becoming a joke. It's turning into European hockey. And no, I don't want to watch that. Take me back to 2008, 10 years ago, and that is the kind of hockey that I want to watch. Not this crap this emotionless, just going through the motions crap that is out there. Most regular season games now. At least the Penguins and Capitals game last night had some emotion in it. There was some hitting. There were no fights, but there were multiple scrums, decent scrums after the whistle. Finally, some emotion in a regular season game, because it's few and far between now. The playoffs are still fantastic, but the regular season is getting worse and worse every year. And it's because of people like these people who are just out there whining and crying. And it's because of all the hockey writers who are a bunch of losers and crybabies now, too. They're all these new hockey writers are all these new age people just whining and crying about everything. You're ruining the sport. So shut up, find something else to do, and leave hockey the hell alone. Because it's getting to the point where it's almost unwatchable. So that's all I've got on that. I am just so sick of these people. They are ruining the last violent, nasty, physical, emotion-filled sport left, and they're completely ruining it. So like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media, check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support Off the Wall Hockey, the link to our Patreon page is also in the description. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.